right.
Go Penguins.
Hey, I was gonna actually speak of the hockey thing. Go Condors! Bakersfield Condors are in the playoffs too.
Oh wow, good for them.
Yeah, so there's a game tomorrow night. They got to win because they're down 0-2 right now. So yeah, and we got to send a rest in peace DJ Sparkle. You put him in the intro. I love it, man.
I did.
Yeah, that was a bummer, man. DJ Sparkle, rest in peace. One of the greats from Bakersfield here.
That was a great interview too.
Yeah, it was so awesome, man. If you've not caught the DJ Sparkle Chino Brothers episode, you gotta check it out. It's really good, really good.
So, wait, real quick. So you're saying
DJ Doc, shout
What up, DJ Doc? So you're saying the Condors? So the Condors are like a farm team or what?
They're like one level away from the NHL. So guys will get pulled up like, hey, we need a goalie. So they'll pull them up to the Oilers. That, correct me if I'm wrong if you're watching, but I'm pretty sure it's the Edmonton Oilers, dude. So pretty solid team, man. They get packed. Next time you come out, we'll go.
Ours is the Baby Penguins, and they're in. I want to say they're in DuBois, or maybe.
Hey, this is my Thai cousin. What's going on?
Wow, she's in Thailand.
Yeah.
Look at that, man. International.
We are international. Look at that. Chino Brothers, Thai, all Asians. Everybody.
Yeah. Asians for everybody. And everybody for everybody.
Everybody for everybody. We love everybody.
We have no issues with whatever nationality you are, folks. But getting back to what we're talking about, hockey. So, so Cheryl, my wife, is a huge Penguins fan. And so now they're in the playoffs. So she's super excited. But then all of Pittsburgh gets fired up.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, they put this giant television outside the arena when we play away games if we get to the end of the playoffs. And you'll just see like half of Pittsburgh in front of the stadium. It's really cool. So I've never gone and I'm not planning on going, but yeah, because I don't like traffic and crowds like that. And I don't like finding parking, and I hate paying for parking.
So agree, dude. I don't like paying for anything, but yeah, parking. Shout out to happy birthday to DJ Danny P.
It's Danny P's birthday today?
Yeah. Happy birthday. Yeah, I gave him a shout out on my show. Go Pens.
That's
there
right.
you go.
Sure,
nice.
All right, well, let's bring on our guest, Louie V. I'm super curious to find out about him. We were just talking to him in the green room a little bit. He was telling us, kind of where he grew up and where he lives and stuff like that, and then what he does for a day job. But obviously, we want to know how he got into DJing, so on and so forth. So, you ready to bring on our guest, Adley?
Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Louie V.
What up, Louie?
Hey, what's happening?
Louie V. Now, and I know Louie V from mixing at Groove 99.3, my day job. And, dude, he's one of those dudes with the skills. No doubt about that. He's an old school head like us. And he came up pretty much in the same area, talking SoCal anyways. So we were around the same neighborhoods in the 80s and 90s, which is crazy to think. So Louie V, and we saw the same thing from different angles. If you think about it, it's like, oh man, this is cool. Because I know one connection was Florentine Gardens.
Yeah,
I've been there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Florentine Gardens definitely blew me away. Well, Adley, because that in the promo where you see me go, oh wow, that's cool. Adley actually was telling me for the first time, like I didn't know that before. So I want to get to that, but so both me and Adley are 50. We don't want to put you on blast, Louie. If you don't want to tell us your age, that's fair. I'm assuming you're close to our age, though, correct?
Yeah, I just turned 48 in April.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're 48, 49, and then he's 50.
I'm the old one.
Yeah. But you look the youngest out of the three of us. God bless you, Adley. Got a full head of hair and no white, no frost on the whatever.
Couple
none of this
whiskers.
stuff right here.
I know. So now, growing up, obviously you grew up right in the sweet spot. The Sugar Hill Gang, Run DMC, LL Cool J, Fab Five Freddy on Yo MTV Raps, like all like just the quintessential best time to grow up because you've seen so many eras of hip hop. So when did you start getting into hip hop?
Actually, okay, so I didn't really start getting into hip hop until like 92, 93.
Wow,
Because
blasphemy!
prior to because prior to that was the whole, the high energy disco, and that's what I really got into. But
oh, okay, dude. Because Mike, that high energy stuff was big in that area.
What was the high energy disco? Are we
you talking like the freestyle type stuff?
Freestyle. If you're talking about freestyle, then yeah, 12-inch singles.
Not even before that, like Plastic Dolls. The
Man, the K-Rock stuff. I got you. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it was like some high energy stuff. That's actually what caught my attention to DJing because my uncle, who's resting in peace, he's the one that, he kind of showed me how to DJ. He got into, his era was a high energy disco, and that's when I took a liking to it. Checking him out, the way he mixes, I was like, man, this is magical. This is one song blending into another, and of course, I was in the eighth grade. I didn't understand it. To me, it was that, if I tried it, I was just putting one record and off beating all the way through till I mixed the other one.
Now this is crazy with this high energy disco before, because every other music genre, I feel like I would expect you to become a DJ eventually. You know what I mean? Like, but high energy disco, like, and kind of, did you bump that like in your room and stuff too? The high energy disco when you're in like, sixth grade, seventh grade, whatever.
Yeah, I did actually. Like My Forbidden Lover was one of those jams that I would always bump.
Yeah.
Let's see, Not Love by Trilogy. Different songs like that.
I don't know
My
any
uncle,
of these
he
songs.
would.
You know these songs, Adley?
My Forbidden Lover, I feel like I remember it. Trilogy, I don't remember. But I feel like when there was the LA parties were the dope parties though, when you'd go to and there'd be DJs and they'd play stuff like this because it was
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I
pre
guess.
like hip hop. You know what I mean? I mean, you had like in this era, if you had hip hop and rap, I think Sir Mix-a-Lot, Square Dance Rap, I think obviously Run DMCs and stuff like that, and some LL Cool J's.
Right.
But the high energy stuff was like, did you rock the Cavariccis and the silk shirts?
Oh man, I tried, but I was more into the Levi's and the Tigre shirt, the big polo shirt.
Okay,
Oh,
okay. So
man,
you had a
come
cholo
on.
look. He had a cholo
Yeah,
look,
there you go.
but rock the high energy stuff. Interesting.
I
Okay,
wanted them
okay.
Z
Exactly.
Cavariccis and the remember the Warachi shoes with it was like a woven shoe like
Yes.
that. You guys remember those?
Yeah, the creepers.
Yeah, that's some real like you got to be from LA stuff to know what we're talking about. But I'm still getting lost at this high energy disco, man. Because I'm thinking like when he said high energy disco, I thought he meant freestyle, which we
Right.
used to call that in West Covina. We used to call that disco. So like Lisa Colt Jam, Debbie Deb,
Stevie B.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was after that was after the whole high energy disco phase.
This is that's after. What year is this then? Where
This is
the high
early
energy
mid
disco
'80s,
Yeah, let's say late 80s,
late
like
80s.
86, 88.
Okay. Well, wait. So, what radio station did you listen to?
Back then, what was around back then? I don't even remember. It was
Because Power 106 wasn't
Power
quite
106
out, was it?
No, Power 106
No,
was like a top 40-ish station at that time.
Was it? Okay.
yeah, at that time
okay.
it was Kiss FM with Rick Dees was out there.
Yeah, it was Rick D's with Kiss FM, and then it was Power 106 had the guy that he was on Cheers too. I can't remember his
Jay
name.
Thomas.
Jay
Jay
Thomas.
Thomas.
Yeah,
Jay
that
Thomas.
was-
Jay
Okay.
Thomas.
yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
none of them were playing high energy disco, and you're saying that the freestyle came after high energy disco?
Yeah, it came after High Energy.
Maybe that's before I started listening to
I'm
music.
taking you guys
How
way
can
back,
you be
aren't I?
younger than me and have listened to music at a younger age. What are you, 5 or something? Because if you're a year younger than me, and I feel like well, who sang that one? You're taking me.
Expose.
to the- Yeah.
The
I feel like
Expose,
Expose Point of No Return came out when I was in 7th grade. So if this is before my 7th grade, it's before your
Yeah, I was-
You're young.
Yeah.
That was probably like in the 4th grade,
Holy
third or
God.
4th grade.
And
Listening to
your
this,
uncle's
yeah,
DJing in front of you in the 4th grade?
yeah. He had a little DJ setup in his room, and I would always go in there and just check him
Oh,
out.
I thought you were going to clubs with your uncle.
Go to the
at this
parties and
point.
stuff.
Oh,
No, not yet.
okay. Now this is starting to make a little more sense to me. Were you as lost as I was, Adley?
But yeah, for a minute too, because I remember hearing about those bands when you talk about Lime. And dude, I'd go to like did you go to like Prime Cuts for records, like on Santa Monica there?
Prime Cut, DMC.
DMC, yep, all those spots. And then I remember they'd have kind of a high energy section, but by that point I was really into hip hop. So I didn't really.
But the Plastic Dolls,
Yeah.
I feel like not Jed the Fish. What was that guy? Rodney on the Rock?
Rodney Bingenheimer?
Yeah, I feel like
Oh,
Rodney on
that's
the
right.
Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he played the Plastic Dolls. Like he'd play their records. That's how come I said that K-Rock stuff, because he'd always play real experimental type of stuff.
Huh.
So
He did.
Louie.
He did.
Louie, hum a little bit of the Plastic Dolls for me.
Oh man,
What was the
not much
song,
of
Mike? You remember the
a
song?
hummer or a singer.
Bro, I've never heard of any of this music. I feel like Louie's an alien that just came down and is making up a different history of Los Angeles that I'm like, what is going on around here? But realistically, I mean, Louie was in fourth grade. When I was in fourth grade, I was probably listening to something whack like, I mean, I don't want to say Men at Work is
Mighty
whack,
690.
yeah, I was probably listening to Men at Work, and you know what I mean, like
Just kind of goofy stuff
yeah,
too.
goofy fourth grade music or whatever. But I did get into music in fifth grade, but that's when breakdancing came out. So
Okay,
like that's
okay.
why
Yeah,
I
that's
like
right, yeah.
music. So
And you
but-
kind of probably at that age
Yeah.
listen to whatever your older siblings or older cousins are bumping. You're like,
No.
oh, I want to be cool like them.
Nope.
So no, not
nobody
you had your
was
own.
cool in my family, man. Like, nobody. They didn't listen to cool music. Nobody listened to cool music in that family.
Oh my gosh, dude, I was a K-Rock head because my brother listened to it, but then I started like, yeah, I'm digging the hip hop stuff more as I got a little older and
All
stuff
right,
too.
well, Louis V liked this high energy disco, and then by the time you're starting to get, so you're watching your uncle DJ, you're in fourth grade, and when does he let you start playing around with the equipment?
Well, that's the funny part. He wouldn't let me.
Oh,
So
not at
I would
all?
sneak into his room
Oh.
and just jump out and start messing when he was gone. And whatever records he had on there, I would just mess with those two, and then eventually, take a sneak peek, make sure he wasn't looking, pop in another record, put him out of order.
That's pretty good. Oh no, that's the bad part.
Yeah. So wait, what kind of turntables did he have?
So back then he had the FG servos, those the belt driven ones,
I
with
was
the
gonna
pitch on it.
ask- I was gonna ask the same question, Adley, and I thought
Yeah.
for sure he wasn't gonna know the answer.
The belt drive turntables. Yeah, so you could if you had to be really you had to have a lot of finesse to scratch on some belt drive turntables back then because they
Oh, yeah.
bounce a lot too. But and then what kind of mixer? Do you remember?
It was a tiny Newmark. It only had
Okay.
like a couple lights. It was like one of the first ones that came out, one of the
It was
smallest
one
ones.
that's just like 2-channel with the slider on it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I know those.
Exactly.
You remember that
Uh,
one? Adley? Like it always was bronze. You know, it's just a little
Oh,
bronze.
okay,
2-channel
okay.
with the slider. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
and it was just
He actually he passed that on to me, and that's how I started
Oh,
with
wow.
the FG servos and that little Newmark mixer.
The Newmark mixer was a little more usable than those turntables.
realistic.
but-
probably better than the Radio Shack mixer.
yeah, I think so.
Oh, definitely.
Did it have the little LED lights instead of a VU meter for the sound?
It had I think it had like 2 or 3 lights. It wasn't even that.
It had a bar of like 3 lights in, but you've
Yeah.
never seen this mixer before, Adley?
I feel like I've seen it, but I'm not
Dude,
sure.
It's just 2 channels and a slider, bro. Like
That's
you're
it,
asking,
huh?
it looks like something somebody made in shop class. I can't believe you've never seen one of these before.
I'll have to look that
For
up
real.
too. 'Cause I remember those and Gemini was kind of the knockoff brand, right? That's
Yeah.
probably what
Yeah.
I went. But it had just like the little dots. It was only dots. It wasn't anything fancy.
No, this had dots too. The one that
It
we're
did,
talking
huh?
about, the Newmark one had dots too. There was like 3 light dots like that. Like,
Yeah, it was red, green, and yellow, I
yeah,
believe.
yeah. If you got to
Okay.
red, you're playing too loud. Like, that
Yes.
was-
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn it down, dude. It's
I
getting
can't believe you've never
distorted,
seen
man.
one of- Where did I see one of these things?
I've
I feel like
probably
I always
seen
used
one.
your equipment, but no, yeah, I know the exact one that Louie's talking about. All right, so fourth grade, you're sneaking it, and not only are you putting them in the wrong place, you're not putting them in the paper sleeve. You're putting it into the cardboard, leaving the paper sleeve outside of it. I guarantee you.
No, so he used to he would put that plastic sleeve on the record, out of the cardboard, and he would put a plastic sleeve to hold the record in.
Oh,
And I would miss the cardboard and put it in between the plastic and the cardboard itself. So a couple
So
times,
he knew.
of course, yeah, he knew I was up to something.
all right. So then, when do you start DJing like yourself? When he gives you over the equipment, or does he ever
Yeah,
allow
he
you
went-
to use it when he owned it?
No, he never did, but eventually he graduated to the 1200s, and then he kicked down his old equipment. I mean, I got my own servos. He just
That's
kicked me
nice.
down with the mixer, and then that's when I started. And then from there, that lasted me a while until my
Did he let
sister
you
kind of
play
blew
with-
up my little Newmark.
Did he let you play with those 1200s ever?
He did. He actually did.
You hated those
That's
belt
when-
drivens right after you start playing with that 1200, didn't you? You're like,
Oh,
I
I-
hate this turntable.
1200.
After that, I'm like, I'm
Oof.
DJing every gig possible just to get
Yeah,
at least
nickel-
one 1200 and
I'm
one servo.
nickeling my way up, man. I'm gonna nickel my
Yeah,
way
exactly.
up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, brand new back then. What $600-700 for a
Yeah,
1200?
bro.
Woo.
Yeah, exactly.
This is like the 80s. Like, how the hell am I
Oh
supposed to
my
get this
gosh,
kind of money?
dude. That's
Right.
that's
Back
like
then it was like,
a house payment back
Yeah.
then.
and then especially when you see the 1200s on TV, you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, I want one so bad, huh? Yeah. Were you just DJing in the bedroom and stuff too? Then at this point, you just kind of like, okay, I'm just playing.
Yeah, it was mainly in the bedroom. Nothing too major, just hanging out there, or even if it was like just with a couple friends at their house, they had like a little party. I would just take my stuff over there
Now,
and DJ over there with them.
what are you playing at this point? What records are you playing?
At this point, I was still into the whole disco phase, but I did have a couple of the freestyle stuff,
Okay,
and then
so you're playing the
and then
Plastic Dolls, and man, your part of LA must have been so progressive for music, for people
Huh.
to not think that music was gay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being honest, like, because I feel like West Covina, they will probably think that music was gay. Like, it's not progressive, and not a cool enough town. Like not a hip enough town. Because that's
no,
like,
you
go ahead.
you would be amazed. Like
Really?
a lot of the high energy disco was booming over here in LA.
All the
All the
backyard
mini
parties,
trucks.
bumping all that stuff.
Wow, the mini trucks were
Yeah,
bumping?
man, all the mini trucks would be playing it. Man, it was
Huh.
it was
Wow.
crazy. The
This
scene out
is
here was crazy.
This is nuts because I'm learning history right now, Adley. Aren't you?
This is a new history for me. I feel like I remember too, though. Even me, I had a couple homies, and they had mini trucks, and it wasn't about the bass; it was about the tweeters and the sizzle,
Really?
Yep.
and it was the
Exactly.
high energy.
Really?
So it'd be like,
Yes.
how dope does that
exactly.
sound? You're like, I can't. It sounds like a bunch of bees chasing me.
I've
But
never
they
heard
would
of
be-
such a
It
thing.
was cool. Yeah, you'd
I've
have,
only heard of people wanting to build Doc Brown's speaker in the back of their truck and just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, this is
Right,
like
blow it up.
Yeah,
it,
but
sh-
the
it should
sizzle,
sound
I-
like bacon sizzling is what, and they'd be
Wow.
like, "That's so dope, bro! Look at all those tweeters." And you're like,
Is it really?
That's what I remember hearing. I was like, okay, yeah, they love that stuff.
I know, but were you asking them, is it really dope? Or were you like, okay, cool, this is dope?
I like the
No.
bass. I like the bass.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, so do I. When it comes to like a mini truck or anything like that, I like bass, man. I like to hear something thumping.
Especially if you're in a mini truck. I mean, you're the coolest dude on the block if you're in a mini truck. I don't care what you say. I feel like now, Impalas are cool, but there was something about the dumped mini truck of the 1980s. That was just such a
Yeah.
neat, cool, like, and if it had a shell on it that matched, you know what I mean? And then the bump was coming out of the shell even shook and stuff. Oh man, that was nice.
Yeah, DJ Doc's a big mini truck dude. Did you rock a mini
Ooh.
truck, Louie?
No, I never did. I never
You
did.
bought the 1200 instead.
I know.
Yeah,
That was
that
the mini
was
truck.
my
I
I
dream
can get
right there.
around, or I can get a 1200. I can get a nice turntable.
I was like, I'll make all this fit in my mom's, old Chevrolet before I get a mini truck on this. I need my DJ equipment.
All right, so now you've got your two belt drivens, you got your little Newmark, and you and your homeboys are playing records for each other. Are you ever doing house parties, or what are we doing next?
No, I didn't start doing like serious house parties until I want to say in '92. That's when I started really venturing out doing house parties, even like quinceañeras, weddings,
After you
different
graduate from high
different
school,
mobile gigs.
But after you graduate from high school, you went to house parties, like flyer house parties, or
No, well, it was like little parties that like my classmates would throw.
okay,
Back in high school.
for the homies. I got you. Okay.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
not like there's a bunch of cholos that just showed up, but they want their hand stamped and they've all got $5 a piece. I hope we have as
No,
many
that was
cans as
after.
we said on the flyer. Okay.
Yeah, no, that was after.
All right. So you're playing for your friends. You're playing quinceañeras. You're probably a couple weddings here and there, and
Yeah.
and anything in your mind where you're like, I want to do some clubs. I think that would be dope. When does that start creeping into your brain?
So that started happening, give or take around '95. I was already in college, and that's where I met one of the big promoters out here, John Pena from Boss. I met him, and then he introduced me to different people. Art of Noise. He took me pretty much under his wing. He was doing like a lot of clubs out here in LA,
Now
and
that's
so
someone
I
I've
would
heard
DJ.
of.
Yeah. Art of Noise is one guy.
I know, but
Yes,
here's the
right?
problem. I thought Louis V was going to keep talking about artists I hadn't heard of for the whole show, and then I was going to be like, I don't. Now, Art and Noise, what was their big one? I can't remember. What was his big one?
what's the name of that one song?
Was
It
it
was
the
mainly
Vietnam
beats.
song? Was it that
Yeah,
Vietnam
it's
one?
instrumental stuff, pretty much, right?
I know, but
Yeah, it
wasn't
was instrumental.
But wasn't it? Didn't he do that Vietnam song? That 1919?
That was Paul Hardcastle. I know
The
that.
Paul Hardcastle. Yeah.
What
But
was
who
what
was
was
that?
Art and Noise's big one? They had a big one. It was well, if you guys can't remember, how the heck am I gonna remember? But anyways, yeah. So you go off to college. Where'd you go to college?
Pasadena City College. I was there for. Let's just say I extended my stay there. I was there for. I think I was on a 5 to 8 year program there before.
Bro, don't
I
feel
think-
bad.
I left the school.
We both did that.
Louie. When me and Adelaide met, we met in college, and I was 23 when we met, and I'm the young one. So like,
Yes, I was 24.
Don't feel bad
25. Like
about
that.
extending your college. We totally understand.
It was too
So
much fun. Why would you want to leave early?
I don't know.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly. You know, I
We
mean,
knew-
nothing like quad 101. You know, hanging out with the fellas in the quad all day long.
But Louie, when we were in college, we used to know this cat, and his name was Old Dave. That's not a good name to have when you're in college, dude.
Not at all.
Yeah. So you're going to college. What was your original idea? Like, what was your major?
So I majored in criminal justice. When I first started, I had no clue. To me, it was just like continuing high school, just general studies. And then I slowly started getting into like criminal justice, and took a liking to it. So I went ahead and followed that as my major. I got my AA in it. But actually, I left Pasadena, and I graduated from Los Angeles Valley College. I was like, I had to get away from Pasadena because I knew too many people.
Is that
And at least at Valley, I didn't know anybody over there, and I actually graduated.
That'd be kind of cool to go to Pasadena City College though, because you got that big. What's that big strip right there? That big street? Oh, Ontario Street,
Colorado?
Ohio Street, Colorado Street. That's it. Yeah. Could you imagine that, dude? DJing places up and down that street, like DJing clubs up and down that street.
Yeah, that was a big
I know,
cruising
right?
spot too, right?
It was.
Mm. Yeah. Wait, what other? So you graduated from which one?
From Valley College, LA Valley
Oh,
College.
LA Valley College. Okay.
All right,
Cool,
so
cool.
So you start DJing in college, and I'm sorry, who's this that introduces you to the Art and Noise?
No, so John Pena,
Beatbox.
he's from Boss.
Oh, John Pena. Okay.
Yeah,
EVP said
Yeah,
beatbox.
That
That's
was
right.
it. Yeah, that was
the one.
it.
That was the one.
it.
there you go.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, EVP. It was driving me out of
Yes.
my mind. Thank you. That was
How did it go?
Now I gotta listen to
We'll
it.
have to find a sample of that too. But yeah, I feel like I have that record too. I have some Art of Noise.
I think
vinyl.
everybody had that record.
Is
I
that
don't
the
know.
one?
I
Okay.
don't know if everybody had that record, but I feel like I had that record too.
Yeah.
Oh, my phone's not here. I was gonna put it on.
Ah.
Oh well.
Okay, so back to Louie V. So so you're starting to DJ more and more. You met up with this promoter guy. You met up with Art of Noise.
Yeah, I met up with Art Noise. He was doing like a lot of clubs out here in LA. So he would he hired me first to do like little house parties here and there. And then eventually he took me in and we started doing clubs, left and right.
Really? Okay.
there was-
That is bananas.
Yeah, there was one point where I was DJing every night except Monday.
How big were
Really?
these clubs?
Yeah, well back then it was a lot of the all ages clubs. So
Oh, man. Those were giant.
yeah, so like
Yeah.
yes. Like Tuesday nights, I was at Baby Dose right there in the Hill Monterey Park. I don't know
I don't
if you're
know.
familiar with that one.
I feel like I remember
Yeah,
hearing that
well-
one too.
So where Illuminatus is at, and then right next to it was Baby Dose. Looked like an
Baby
old
Dose.
gold mine.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah,
Okay,
and then
okay.
the Alexandria Hotel, Club Carnival.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, and see, because that's the thing too. You go back to the 80s and 90s. I felt like even in Orange County, there was a lot of all ages clubs, and you don't see them as much anymore. I don't know if it's because video games are out now, and kids just are like, yeah, I'd rather stay home.
There was one in Riverside. I want to say it was in Riverside, and it was like gigantic.
Huge, huh?
Yeah, it was like the size of a Walmart, like just gigantic.
Yeah,
It
and
was such a treat too when you're 18 and you could go to a club. You just felt
Yeah.
so baller, even though you had to wear like a wristband or something, or have your hand, stamped so you couldn't buy alcohol.
you couldn't get in the 21 and over, yeah, because Doc
Yeah.
says you had to have the wristband to get over the 21 and over part. But yeah, dude, they'd be ginormous too, and even Florentine Gardens. What's the capacity there? Like 10,000? Like it's huge.
Yeah, I
Maybe not that
can't
many, but-
remember that one. That one actually when I DJed there, it was for some it wasn't a fraternity. It was some college group that hired us. It was myself, Michael Trance, Modern Romance, and they got us all of us to spin right there.
Holy
And
cow.
that was a night though. That was fun.
Is your wife around?
No, she took my son to cross the street to the park because.
Let's hear the juicy stories. Let's hear them.
I know, right?
Well, I mean, this is what I'm thinking about, Louie V, to be totally honest with you. You're going from house parties to these insanely big venues in probably the most experimental music town. I don't know, man, because LA is such an experimental music town compared to everywhere else in the country. And Chicago's got cool music. New York's got cool music. You know, every state kind of has cool music, or city has kind of cool music. But LA, like every eclectic like sound combines to get like this experimental music. You know what I mean? It's so interesting that you went from these little house parties to these giant venues playing this like what was not mainstream at all music. You know what I mean?
No, none at all. And that's when I really got into like the deep house. You know, that's when I started DJing big time to deep house. And that was the in thing over here in LA. It was insane. The house scene was amazing.
What's up, Jules?
Yeah. And also speaking of that, and house, because house is the reason that there was all those raves, those illegal raves, even at that time. Do you remember going to those back in the day too? Because I think we were talking to Raleigh D last week about that.
Raleigh D had crazy rave stories.
Yeah, he had nut stories too. And but back in, I remember going to like different raves, but they'd give you the flyer. It'd be a phone number. You'd call the number, and you'd have to go to some street corner and get the map, and then the map would tell you where it was. It'd just be a little hand printed thing. They just ran off a bunch of copies and would hand them out because they'd break into warehouses illegally.
Oh yeah,
break into warehouses, and you go, and they'd be selling the balloons, you know, and you're just like, what is this crazy place? Oh my gosh! Did you get down with those too, Louie?
Yeah, I did a couple of those. The one that sticks out the most, we did one in Palmdale. And it was my buddy down the street. He started a little crew called Eight Ball Production, something like that.
Yeah.
But he found this. We went all the way to Palmdale, in the middle of nowhere. I called it a shack, man. I don't even know how the heck we fit all of us into that little place there. And you know, we started mixing it up. Cops show up. We start tearing down as fast as possible, throw everything in the truck. I left the speaker there. So I remember I went running back in, and the cop had the light shining straight in my face, and I'm running directly to him. And I'm like, I just got to get my speaker, and I'll be out of here as fast as I can right now. And he just looked at me like, yeah, it's not that easy.
Wait,
so
also, did he give you the speaker, or did you have to?
No, I actually was able to get around him to grab my speaker and then took off. Like,
oh wow!
I think that's the fastest I ever ran in my whole entire life.
Holy cow!
Was it a Sherwin Vega?
Yeah, it was actually.
Good for you.
It was.
I'd run around a cop on a Sherwin Vega, dude, if I had to.
Yeah, that's true too. It wasn't no Gemini. It was
no, man.
Just barely listenable.
Right.
So I get back to what you're saying with these raves. So like, what was the weirdest outside of this cop thing? What was the weirdest rave that you ever threw? Was there ever like, you know, like you had to have a secret handshake to get in, or like there's just tons of people, you know, juggling fire or something? What was the weirdest kind of thing you ever saw in the rave scene?
Well, there wasn't really anything weird because I was used to the whole thing about, you know, the map point. There was one time that we did. This one chick that, you know, I was DJing it. I didn't even know where the heck it was at. So I had to actually go to the map point to find out where I was going to DJ at. And the chick that gave me directions, I think she was so blown out of her mind. I did not know where the hell she sent me. I was like, I don't think it's here where we're going.
No.
So we ended up going back to her, and she's I told you the right way. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to make that one. Forget it. I'm done.
You didn't tell her I'm the DJ. You got to give me good directions.
Yeah, no, I told her. I was like, hey, I'm supposed to DJ at that rave, but yeah, it looks like I'm not gonna make it. I'm good. I'll see you.
So he went to Tommy's Burgers, called it a night.
We called it a night.
All right. So
there's another time. There's another time. my friend Michael Trance and I, we used to DJ at a lot of places together, and we were. It was a Saturday night. I can't remember where it was at. It was a house. I want to say in Downey or Lakewood, one of those areas. And right when we turned the corner, a big old fight broke out. So we're in the car. I see this and I'm like, dude, duck down because they're gonna start shooting in a minute. So here we are in the middle of the street, duck down. We're picking up every once in a while to see what's going on. I was like, oh man, let's put it in reverse and let's get out of here. I'm like,
oh my god.
That night I was like, oh dude, we're lucky to be alive. Get the crate of records, hold it in front of us, and that's gonna stop the bullet. Trust me, it'll happen.
No bullets either, man. Holy cow!
Oh jeez.
I hate gunplay. All right, so for everybody, this is what I was about to say before he told us that great story. For everybody who doesn't know, and I'll count myself as one. How does this all play out, like with this rave thing? So I'm a high school kid, going to the cool places, and someone hands me a flyer, or like, do I got to know somebody? How am I getting into a rave if I'm not in the know? And I've never been to a rave, so you're telling me how to do this.
So back in the days, there was a lot of the stuff where they would hand you the flyer. There was a couple times that like at DMC Records, they would just put them on the table there, and
okay.
if you go in, you just pick it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they just have a table with like 10 different events coming up.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And then a lot of it was word of mouth too.
Yeah. Are you old school enough to know before it was multicolor, they'd have that it would be white, but it'd have like red ink in it. That was the fancy one. And then at the bottom, it'd be like shout out to, and then it'd have like 50 different dance / party crews.
Yeah.
Do you remember those? Okay.
Yeah.
They have all these different ones. Yeah. Like the 8-Ball crew that you had and stuff. It'd be like pretty South Boys or whatever, dude. And it'd have all these different ones. And you go, and then you'd go to the party, and you'd walk out with like a bunch of them. And I felt like when they got fancy, it would have a phone number and it'd be call for more info. And then you could actually call and get like a recording. Oh, the rave's going down. Make sure you're ready to party with, and then it'd name all the DJs, all the party crews, and then
were you paying 99 cents a minute for this?
Yeah.
Or was this just like it was
back then you would call them.
It'd be long distance.
Yeah, you would call the
I was in the
voicemail.
714, so the 213s would be long distance.
Oh, you had to call the 213, bro.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Better tell your dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So and then so rocking the baggy jeans and the big polo shirts, that was a house thing.
No, that was just my thing. I would never. Because I don't know, something about just keeping it. The way I always dress. I mean, because I would always see the guys with the flared out pants, the huge pants.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was a thick guy as it was. I think this is the baggiest I could get, and I'll probably match what they look like. So that was good.
And then the party lines. 976 7070.
But that's different than this party line you guys are telling me about. I still haven't gotten to my rave yet. I get to call this number. I have to listen to some long recording, and then does he give me directions, or does he give me like a password? Where am I going now? How do I do this next?
You go to the map point, and then from there
it sends me to the map point. Okay, I got you. And then there's some
and then from there they'll give you the directions.
Weird person standing at the map point who looks kind of freaked out and paranoid the whole time. It's kind of like get going. I'm assuming.
It's like he's slanging, dude, and he's slanging flyers with directions.
For real? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Look for the guy with the flower pot hat, and it'll say something like that, and you'll be like, okay, there he is. I'm like, hey bro, map. Hey bro, okay. And he'd be the guy that nobody likes from the promoter crew because he'd be like, you got to go stand on the corner, bro.
I know that.
Dang it, dude. I want to be at the party, man. Nope.
Yeah, that would
not be you got to do the work, man. So you're hanging out there all night.
Oh, that would suck. And then the parties would still get broken up by the cops?
Not always.
Yeah.
But not
always. Someone would. Someone wouldn't. Someone would last. And then, you know what I forgot was the whole ditching party scene. I did some of those too.
So you ditch school, ditch high school, go to someone's house.
Actually college.
You ditch college. You just have you go. Was it someone's house or was it like an abandoned house, or did you ever go like Hollywood Hills and stuff?
Yeah, no, it was somebody's house. We never. I never
parties in
like
college?
an abandoned house.
Why didn't we think of that, Ad?
That's a great idea, man. I don't know why we didn't think of that. Just find someone with a pool and be like, hey, man, we're partying over here. Party starts at noon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
next thing you know, you got a whole bunch of kids there, and it's like, whoa, what happened here?
Oh my
The
gosh, dude,
DP,
that's
the
awesome.
DPs, man, the ditching parties.
That'd be great. 'Cause I feel like people
DPs.
wouldn't call the cops on you at that point. You know what I mean?
Because everybody's at work.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, that's cool, dude. Yeah, everybody's partying and stuff too. Did you ever promote and make money? I mean, as a DJ for these raves and stuff, were you getting paid?
On some of them I did. Some of them I just did it just to get my name out there. You know,
Okay,
just,
okay.
just like
that makes sense.
you know.
Was
Yeah,
it
it was
always
just-
Louis
just
V?
pretty-
Were you always Louis V?
No, when I first started, I went by DJ Excel, and then
XL.
there was a couple
Microsoft
more
XL.
cats, right? There was a couple more DJs that started using Excel as well. So that's when I said, okay, I'm gonna put Louis Excel in front of that, and then that became Louis V.
Louis XL. That's kind of dope, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that was kind of cool, huh? XL.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was well known over here in LA.
Did they? So what kind of money would you make DJing these raves, or was it just hard to find the promoter at the end of the night to get paid?
So sometimes it wouldn't make that much, and it were like $50, you know.
Yeah.
50 bucks, and I'm
yeah.
rocking it. How big are these crowds?
Oh, they were a good size. But
No,
at that
I'm
point, I was like,
$50, bro.
well, no, at that point, the way I looked at it, I was like, you know what? I'm trying to get my name out there. I'm trying to make it known. So, I mean, you give me what you want to give me. You know, $50, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Does that apply
just to get
today?
it going?
Would
No,
you-
no,
would
not
you-
even. Now it's like $50 just a consultation for us to sit down and talk.
Dude, did you ever go to those raves too? Though I remember, like, they'd have them at the water park, and they'd be open like from midnight till like 4, but it'd be like $30 to go or something.
At the water?
No, I went
Yeah.
to I want to say it was called Grape Ape back in the
Yeah,
day.
I
The
remember
one that
Grape
was
Ape.
during the day. Yeah,
Yes. And they had the big
Yes, that was
inflatable
there.
ape. They had the
Yep,
big
yeah.
inflatable ape.
was
Yes.
it?
exactly. hmm
That
Yeah, that one.
that's
I was there at
the
that one.
Because they did a bunch of variations. It'd be like Grape Ape 2, Grape Ape. And I felt like the one at the water park, I want to maybe Raging Waters, and it was Grape Ape.
Yeah,
at
it
the
was at
water
Raging
park.
Waters.
Yeah, and it was all dark, but it was nighttime though, right? Am I tripping? I felt like it was the middle of the
No,
night.
this one, the Grape Ape one, that was in like right in almost the last day of school. So that's why they did it during the
Oh.
day.
Okay. Because I do remember. I feel like there was a Grape Ape, and it was at night, and we brought swim trunks, and you'd rave it up and party and ticka-ticka-doo-doo, all the rave music, and then you go on the water slides.
Wait, so
Probably high.
Raging Waters didn't care that you guys were throwing a rave and these kids are on LSD going down their water slides?
Dude, but you got to think back then, if you get 5,000 kids, $20 a pop.
On
And you're like-
LSD going down their water slide? Dude, you can't tell me there wasn't LSD at these
There
parties.
had to be.
Like,
There
yeah.
had to be. Yes.
There was
Because
all
they'd walk
kinds of-
around like, what would they say?
Yeah,
Louie?
like zombies.
E? You want some E? We got E. We got E. We got LSD. Yeah,
Yep.
they'd walk around and try to sell it, dude. Yeah, you'd be like,
Like you could
okay.
just pick it up if you wanted it?
Oh yeah, people were walking around selling it, and
I
I
don't
felt like
know.
remember
Yeah,
they'd have
selling
the
it.
tanks, the balloon tanks. and
Yeah, the
stuff?
nitro tanks.
The
Yeah.
nitro tanks,
The nitro
that,
tanks,
was,
yep.
that was a normal thing. Like that was at all kinds of parties. That wasn't just,
That was everywhere,
these,
huh? The
these
balloons.
debauchery parties. What's up, Marcus? Yeah, dude, one time me and my friends, we were in Huntington Beach and there was a party and they were doing the nitro tanks and we were standing in line and we saw this guy, he got up there and he was like tweaking like a weird, like skinny white guy. He's just huffing on this thing. And then he passed out and we all got out of line. We're like, nah, we're good. I don't need to know what that does. We're like, I don't want to know what that does. I'm good.
DJ Doc says he remembers Grape Ape, not the cartoon though, the rave. Remember?
Wow,
Because there
this
was
is
a Grape Ape
bananas. I
cartoon,
didn't-
right?
Yeah, there was a cartoon. That's right.
Dude, if
Yeah.
I went to Grape Ape, I would brag to everybody. That'd be my introduction to people. Like, hey, how's it going? When I was young, I went to a water park rave, and I bought LSD off of some guy wearing a Scooby Doo costume. It was amazing.
Yes.
Like,
That's exactly what it was. Just weird trippers and crazy, dude. Magic Mountain
had
had
raves.
raves.
Yeah, they did. They did. I never
Huh.
went to one in Magic Mountain though, but they did have raves out there.
That is
Dude,
bananas.
I wonder if that point though, EVP at that point, was it kind of like where it's kind of almost commercialized and it was a rave, but it was kind of like grad night. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
mean, I feel like if you're at Raging Waters, it's commercialized.
But there was drugs there. There was
I mean,
definitely
unless you
drugs
guys
there.
clicked the lock at Raging Waters and knew how to turn the water on, like if that was how it worked, then yeah, okay, that's still underground. But if like the Raging Waters Association or whatever their name is made an agreement with you guys to be there and there were a contract signed, yeah, that's corporate, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that's definitely corporate. There's insurance involved, and it's like, all right, you got to buy this
Yeah.
this $10 million insurance policy to do this.
That
I
should
don't
be-
think it's in the paperwork that there will be LSD.
Oh,
but
I know, right?
that should be the T-shirt. The T-shirt should say, "If there's insurance involved, it's not a rave."
it's not a real rave, man. It's not a real rave. The broken into warehouses in deep LA
Now
that's a rave.
Yeah, that's definitely a rave. Or like the broken warehouses in like the sticks somewhere. Barstow or something. It's like, where the hell am I? It's like, well, you're at the rave. Okay. Do you think the guys from Raging Waters knew that there was going to be like illicit drugs going on, Molly and LSD and balloons? And they were like freaky deaky, so they wanted to get down too. So they're like, yeah, have the rave. I'm going. You know what I mean? Or do you think that the guys that were throwing the rave were so slick that they walked in, they're like, it's like a chubby checker dance for teenagers. You know, the teenagers like to have their fun, and they bought it. What do you guys think?
I'm going with the second option.
You think so?
Yeah, and I think so
Yeah.
too. They'd probably
Most
roll it
definitely.
because you think if you're pulling in $100,000 a night or some crazy numbers like that, like look, whatever water park it is, hey man, we'll give you 50 grand. We just want to have a rave party out here and do it at night. You're empty anyways. You're not making any money. We don't need the snack bar open. And we'll give you tons of cash. And they're probably like, okay, that sounds legit. Because I thinking back, I don't know if there was security, but I feel like they're at the Raging Waters or the water park. There had to be security, right?
Yeah, there was.
Dude, the Raging Waters, man, has a lot of money, dude. And what I know about rich people is this. They're degenerates. They're all degenerates, every one of them. They're all a bunch of perverts and degenerates, just like that Epstein. I'm saying this is how it really went down. They're like, hey, man, you ever tried Molly before? And he was like, what? I would like to try that. And he got all banged up on LSD and Molly and was like, let's rave. And they're like, right on. And that's how the contract was signed.
And then they're like, yeah, sweet. We can party and stuff and stay up till 4, 5, 6 in the morning and stuff. Oh, yeah, this will be awesome. And there's water park, too. So people are getting in the bathing suits. So,
yep.
Wait, did you DJ that one, Louie? The nighttime water park or you only did the daytime water park?
No, I only did the daytime one. I didn't do, and it was just a quick set, man, because it was just like one of those guest spots. I think I probably did like 20 minutes at that.
Oh,
but I was like, hey, at least I could say I did it.
Did you go on the slides afterwards?
No, I was. I had
went to Tommy's
jean
Burgers.
shorts and a t-shirt. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Bro, I would have been in that lazy river right away. I would have been like, I'm going on a lazy river. Yeah, man. Then I'm going down the slides, baby.
Yeah. Because I remember they were open that night, dude. Oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy. Yeah.
You
So
slides, Adley, at this rave?
I'm sure I did. I'm sure. I feel like dude, this is 25.
Yeah, because the whole park was open. I remember that.
I can't believe this. This is nuts. I can't believe you've never told me this story before, that you went to a rave and did LSD with Rush Limbaugh at Raging Waters.
Dude, I thought the balloons were helium and they made you talk funny. More than that.
Yeah, me too.
I was like,
I thought the same thing, man.
No, man. I wasn't about it. When I saw that guy pass out, I was like, no, thank you. I don't want to know what that is.
I remember one time it was a New Year's. I was DJing at Caddy's in Alhambra, and the guy that hired me, the promoter, he got so hammered he passed out on top of all the records. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of have to move you to get to my crate over here.
Dude, you gotta move.
But when I think he was out, he was out. He was snoring. I was like, whoa, what the hell did you have, man?
And he laid right on your records?
Yeah, he laid across all the records, and we're sitting there like, yeah, that's not gonna be fun.
Dude,
just don't throw up, please. Don't throw up.
Yeah,
I think one of the guys moved him over, and he fell all the way to the ground because they were up on a high platform, so he tumbled down.
Caddies, though, that sounds like one of those places, like a Bobby McGee's type place.
I don't know, bro. It's in
Yeah, it
Alhambra.
was.
What year is this in Alhambra?
This was, I want to say, like 98, around that time,
Yeah,
98, 99.
Alhambra's not the easiest town. Right? Alhambra could be a tough town, bro. I think.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So when he's talking about this what's the name of this spot in Alhambra?
Caddies.
Caddies. I'm thinking this is gonna be more like that spot we used to DJ in that strip mall. What was that? place
Limelight?
called? Yeah, it's kind of like
Or
Limelight.
Bugsies.
Or Bugsies.
Bugsies, yeah.
Yeah, like
really.
Yeah.
Kind of
Alhambra's not-
hood, kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah. Alhambra's. I mean, I don't want to say Alhambra's the hood, but it's a tough town. Like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't always a tough time. He said it was like 1986. I was like, yeah, okay, I see it. But like, once you got into the late 90s, it was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to be around here after dark.
You know?
Yeah, no, I was out there. Yeah, about 90, 96, 97. Even in Monterey Park at that Baby Dose when I was DJ there, I couldn't tell you how many times I got pulled over coming out of the club.
Oh,
and
really?
I would tell the officer, I'm like, I just finished DJing right here. I haven't been drinking. I just finished DJing and I'm just going to King Taco to go get a quick meal and I'll go home after that.
Yeah.
King Taco, nice.
The spot.
Yeah,
So-
that's a good spot too.
So, what was the most gutter club you ever had a DJ?
Okay, so there was one in Pasadena. The DJ booth was on the second floor. But to get to the second floor, you had to throw. Luckily, back then is when I had that one bag where you could carry your records, but it had that strap. It was all cushioned.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember those.
Like a shoulder bag,
So I had
right?
a shoulder bag, but the big one, the big thick one.
Uh-huh.
So I had to put it on my arm to carry it up. But you were going up a staircase that was straight like this. It wasn't at an angle. It wasn't. It was straight like this. So you had to hold on with both hands.
It
and
was
climb
a
up.
staircase or was it ladder?
Basically a ladder.
It was basically a ladder. Yeah, pretty much a ladder.
Huh.
But carrying all the records and climbing this thing, trying to get to the top, and so the ladder was right. Say the stage is right here, the ladder's right here. So anybody that's seen you is gonna see you go up the ladder there to get to the DJ booth.
Was there
Then-
a trap door on that on the DJ
top?
booth?
No, luckily not. It was just once you reach the top of the ladder, you better have a good balance to go to the top step and go into the DJ booth.
Yeah, but then people can come into your DJ booth. Like me and Adley had the same setup that you're talking about at a club that we worked at, but there was two of us. So I would hand Adley the stuff from the bottom, and he'd pick it up from the top and bring it up like that. But we had a trap door,
Well-
so if somebody tried to come up and bother us, we'd stand on the trap door, and they couldn't get into the DJ booth. But anyway,
It's stuck. Hey, the door's stuck. Well, I'll work on
No,
it.
and I remember I was DJing, and then all of a sudden I seen a girl pop up, and it kind of scared me because I'm like, how did you climb up here? And she requested a song, and I was like, after the night, I was like, hey, how did you make it up there? I go, if I struggle trying to get up there. How did you make it? And she goes, I just held on tight and wished, dear Lord, that these heels did not fall off and me hit the ground. I was like, hey, more power to you.
Did she hang out with you in the DJ booth?
No, there wasn't enough room. Once you put your records in there, it was just you by yourself because there was no room for anything else.
Tiny, huh?
Yeah, it was super tiny.
I wonder why they do that. A lot of clubs do that stuff too. Because there was more than a few. Even we're talking about in Rosarito. I DJ'd at Pop. What was it? Papa's and Beer. I DJ'd at Papa's and Beer, and it was like a separate built-in like tree house, and it was just
that's
enough
right.
for a couple DJs, and you have to climb up the ladder, and it had the little. Actually, had the mini crate, so it was
when
like
did
it
you
was like
DJ
that
at
wide.
Papa's and Beer? Did you do that at R-Dub or something? Or
No, that was even before. That was even before I moved to Arizona. So I was
Wow.
probably like 19, 18,
you had a
19.
magical childhood.
Oh wow.
Well, the story was though, like because DJs talk to DJs. This is what we do. Like, hey, bro, what's up, dude? And we started talking, and he had remember, Mike, you remember this back at KOHC? They had the knob mixers.
Yeah.
So he had the knob mixers. I'm like, dude, how do you even? This is weird. The knobs, and so he did that, and I was playing like Cypress Hill, Run DMC, and I could see the guy looking at me like sweating, like, oh boy, this guy's just ruining the party. You know what I'm saying? So he goes on. He goes on. I was like, I'm all like, you want to hop back on? I was like, yeah, let me hop back on. He hops on and he plays I wanna rock and roll all night.
He's coming to the party.
Yeah, he went right there, and all the people in the crowd are like, woo, going nuts, dude. And I was like, oh man. So for me, I felt bad because I was like, dude, I was playing like the hip hop stuff that I like, and then
And
he's playing
nobody
all the
liked
party
it?
stuff.
Nobody was dancing?
they're kind of whatever, with the
They
kind of
wanted
at the
Jimmy
bar.
Buffett.
Yeah, they wanted that kind of stuff too. So it was like cool. But I got to DJ at Papa's and Beer, and it was
That's
up in
true.
the thing, so it was pretty cool. But other than that, that was one of those. Every DJ, well, not a lot of them have to be like up above the dance floor, like it's a
Yeah.
requirement, and it's kind of dangerous at times because we were up in the bird cage type looking thing, and you could look down, but it was safe though.
Ours was giant. You could fit 4 people in there. That
Yeah.
sucked though, because 4 people always wanted to be in there. It's like, bro, we're working. Leave us alone. But the trap door helped though, because sometimes Adelaide's right. We'd be like, it's stuck. I don't.
DJ
Yeah,
Prospect.
there was hey, Prospect. There was one in Huntington Park called La Rumba, and that DJ booth was on the second floor. I mean, it was pretty much you had to go through the door. It was go up the stairs, but the only thing they didn't have up there was a monitor. So if you use the speakers, your mixes,
Oh yeah.
they would always tell you be like a second off, because what you're gonna hear down there, you're definitely not.
What about your head? You didn't have
what
your
you're gonna be mixing to. Yeah. I always been used to the headphones. I mean, even now when for the station, I do all my recording on headphones. I don't use a monitor or speakers whatsoever.
All right. So Louie V, you're DJing in LA. So did you ever see celebrities come to your clubs?
It was just like mine was like Womina Wells, the one that sings in the trance, back in the house days. Nina Lares, St. John.
Okay.
It was just, it was in the house scene, like a lot of the house artists.
Okay.
Where does your music taste lie, like as you progress from that to now?
Well, actually, in '90, I forgot what year it was. I literally disappeared. I stopped DJing. What happened was that my mom got cancer, so I started taking care of my mom.
Oh.
Yeah, so I stopped DJing. I actually sold my turntables at that time.
Oh wow.
And then it was right when house, it was then the house and hip hop was starting to come in big time. I stopped, took care of mom's, and then mom got better as they went along, and then I was like, you know what, I could slowly get back into it. But then that's when I started working. I landed a part-time position as a park ranger in LA City, and then made it to a full-time in Pasadena. And then I just started working like crazy. Not too long ago when I met Danny. He's the one that actually got me back into DJing and back into turntables and whatnot. And I gave it to him because he got me back into something that I really did enjoy. And
Danny's
even my
amazing.
wife's like,
Danny's amazing.
He is
dudes.
The homie.
I didn't know
no
it was
doubt.
his birthday today, but he's one of the coolest dudes, and he's so much fun to talk to because he's always got some celebrity story to tell you. But hold on a sec, because I want to get back to this park ranger thing.
Me too.
yeah.
What is a park ranger in Pasadena? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much we would just go hit each and every single park and make sure nobody was drinking, doing anything they were supposed to. If
Busting
they
up the
needed a permit
raves.
for
You're busting raves.
yeah, I wish.
He said
I'd be-
DJ
I'd be
these
like,
things,
"Nope."
now busting them.
I'll be like, no, nothing here, guys. We're good.
So what do you got to go? You go to the park and you find vagrants and you hit them with the nightstick or something. Like, hey, get out! Come on, time to keep it moving or something. What do you do?
Yeah, I was like Cartman, I want to respect my authority and hit him with the baton every now and then.
But yeah, that's a prospect. That's perfect. I was thinking that Echo Park, dude. Were you doing raids in Echo Park?
Yeah, actually, when I worked for LA City, we did do it Echo Park a few times. We would go there late at night and try to kick people out, but that park is so big, people would just come back anyways.
Yeah, I'd be so mad at you, man. I'd be trying to make out with some chick, dude. Come on, nobody's here. And then here comes the park ranger with your big hat, right? You had the big ranger hat.
No, I never wore the hat because we had to sit in the truck, and I was like,
Try to blend in.
I'm not wearing that thing. I'm gonna look like one of the guys, one of these pythons over here. But it's funny you say that though, because I was we were closing down Elysian Park, and I pulled up to a van, and it was my buddy Mike. He was in there with some girl, and
boy.
I seen him, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" I started talking to him, and then I kind of spilled the beans in front of his girl because I didn't realize that it wasn't his girl that was in the car with them.
Oh
no! And you gave him a ticket.
Yeah. No, actually, I let him go. I was like, hey, man, you got to get on over here, man. Get out of here.
That's why he was in his car and not at his home. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's got a home. You know what I mean? He goes, hey, let's go to the car and make out.
Let's go to the park.
Right.
It's after curfew.
Wow. So you're working overnight? Is that how it goes, Louie? You're driving overnight and stuff like that, and like just trying to catch these perps, or
No, luckily, the latest I would say would be midnight. So the closing hours was anywhere between 10 and midnight, and then we would secure the park, close all the gates, make sure nobody was in there. Although I did, I forgot which park it was, but it was over there by in the Rich area. What's her name? That one model, Tyra Banks. I want to say
Tyra Banks. Okay.
like
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were having a party. No, well, she parked in the park.
oh,
And when I had locked the gate, she comes like, "Do you know who I am?" I'm like, "I truly don't care who the hell you are. You're just parked in the park you're not supposed to." And that was the only sighting that I had of someone famous.
Oh, if someone's car is in there, you lock the car in, they can't get it till the next day.
Till the next day, exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
do you know who I am? You're the lady that's going to take
Yeah.
an Uber home tonight. That's who you are.
Right?
Tyra Banks, you busted her. Was she by herself or was some dude?
No, she was by herself. She came running to the car, and I was like, "Well, I really don't care who you are." But I let her go. I mean, I opened the gate. I let her park outside.
Oh,
I was
that
like,
was nice.
"Don't worry about it."
You're
So-
like just in time. If in 5 minutes later.
Well, and she is a model
Yeah, exactly.
too. But
Yeah.
now, how do you meet Danny P?
So I used to work 2 jobs. I used to work my full-time gig because for the city of Pasadena, and then I part-time I used to work at a laboratory. We would go pick up blood specimens and stuff from Bakersfield. That was my route. I would go to Bakersfield, Lancaster, and then come back to Burbank. So I would tune into the station. I heard the morning show a few times. Then a couple times I heard the Saturday night show, and I was like, "Oh, hey, this is a pretty cool station." We don't have much old school over here in LA, so I was like, "Hey, something different, more of my style." So I started, when Danny P back in the days on Facebook, when he would go live, I would always comment on his stuff, and we just started a report like that. We just started, chit chatting, give me the shout outs and whatnot, and then finally, he actually inboxed me. And he was like, "Hey," he goes, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh snap, this is the dude from the radio. Wow, he's reaching out to me." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So we started talking. He ended up DJing a gig over here in Burbank, and actually that's when I met up with them. And ever since then, we just became family, man. I mean, both of our families would go to Disneyland together.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah. Truly, his family and my family clicked very good. Very good.
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah,
actually.
Disneyland.
Oh, yeah, Danny's never invited me to Disneyland.
Yeah.
You can come with me to Disneyland next time I go to California.
Okay, Walgo. Yeah.
Well, I'll
There
say.
you
I
go.
mean, I'll say this about Danny. Like, there's a special place in heaven where Danny's gonna be when he goes to heaven. I promise you that. He is such a cool guy, really. And I'm not just saying that because he's your guy's boss. Just like that smile lights up the room, and just always a caring, giving person. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
Prospects
Yeah,
down to go. Nice.
Well, that's really cool that
Yeah,
he got back into it. Now did it spark up the feelings of being young again?
It did. I'm not gonna lie. Well, of course, now instead of digging out my records, what I did, he actually, I got the turntables off of him. I bought a mixer, and then I bought a computer off of him, the laptop. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this happen. And sure enough, man, I started right back off. I mean, the first time I actually DJ'd, after getting the turntable, I was like, hey, I'm actually still, I still got it, and even my wife told me, like, hey, you did pretty good.
It's kind of like riding a bike, right? It's like riding a bike. You just kind of don't really forget. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. And then especially, coming from turntables, like, okay, you already have it down. What I was afraid of was a controller, because I could not get the controller for the life of me.
It's different, but but you remember, Mike, back when they first started doing the CD kind of turntable type things? Oh, they were trash.
Yeah.
They were so bad. But now they're just like, it's almost like vinyl.
Yeah,
I think. I don't
yeah.
know.
So
Yeah, I
that
think.
so then of course I got more practice on the controller now. Now I got them down pretty good on both ends, the turntables and the controller. Now it's like, man, I love the controller now.
What controller are you using?
The DDJS-Z2, the big one.
Pioneer? That's the Pioneer, right?
Yeah, Pioneer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, dude, they're just so advanced now, dude. It's ridiculous. You can do it on your
Oh, but they're
iPhone
like
now. It's crazy.
3,500. That's the rub. I'm like, oh, I want one 3,500. I'm like, I don't really want the one that bad anymore. So
Yeah, I remember when
the Rev 1 is even like $2,000. That's the one Jules has, and I was like, this is nice. But $2,000, yeah, I'm like, ugh.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
so
that's too much.
if you're making,
Yeah, I
making
remember
money.
when Danny called me and told me, hey, I want to put you on the radio. I was at work actually, and I was like, I told Danny afterwards, I was like, you know what? If I wasn't at work, I would have been screaming like a virgin on a prom date, man. I was like, dude, are you serious? You're gonna put me on the radio? And man, that just made my dream right there, because I'm like, you know what? He's giving me the opportunity. You know, because back in the days, you get a guest shot over here on Power 106, like on Power Tools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But to be on a show every Saturday, it feels good. It feels good.
Did you ever play on Power Tools?
I did only like one guest spot on Power Tools.
That's a big deal, though. Power Tools was,
yeah,
that was a big deal.
It was.
Well, Louie V, I'll say this: it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Do you agree with me, Adley?
Agree, dude. Louie V, what a guy.
I know, what a great story too. Now, Louie V, at the end of our show, we always do entertainment news. I don't even know what these stories are going to be tonight because Adley and I didn't talk about them. So Adley's about to tell us something about some celebrities, and we're going to make fun of them. You ready, Louie V?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
All right, I'm gonna start with just a big star, and this is a story about Ice Cube. Now he's set to make an on-screen return in a major way. He's inked a multi-picture production deal with back on the strip firm Luminosity, and the deal is in association with 5120 Entertainment and Smoky Screen, and he's going to produce multiple feature films and TV shows. Excited to be working with Ellie and his team to make some great movies, especially this one, Who Couldn't Use Me in Their Head. Now, the movie he's talking about, let me just go to where my notes are here. It's called Cube in My Head. It's described as following a hapless white guy who begins to hear the voice of the West Coast legend in his head after an accident and starts to turn his life around. So I'm thinking, has Ice Cube made a bad movie?
I don't know if he's made a bad movie, but I know he's made movies that like didn't stay in the theater very long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Because obviously Friday and that whole series has been amazing. And the first Friday was just super. I mean, you can still watch it today and be like, wow, that's a classic. There's no question about that. I mean, it is. But then again, dude, he makes Are We There Yet? And it's family funny.
Yeah, my kids watch it. But
Yeah.
he made Janky Promoters. And like Janky Promoters is a good movie, but it didn't last long in the theater because you have to like know the promotion game. Like it was almost made for like the industry that already knew what was going on. You know what I mean? Because if you're just a regular person, you're watching Janky Promoters, it's not funny. If you've dealt with Janky Promoters, you're like, oh my gosh, I know that guy.
I know a guy just like that. Yeah, it's totally true. So I think this is going to be a funny movie. I think that the premise is there too, but will it be huge? I don't know. But so if you have Ice Cube in your head and he's telling you, I feel like he's going to be like, man, quit being a wimp. You got to go handle that. You know what I mean? So it could be an interesting movie.
Exactly. You think it's going to make the guy like punch people on accident? You know what I mean? Like he's at the gas station and Cube's just like, sock him in the head. And he's just walks up, bam, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. My name is, Frederick. I'm from Minnesota. And for some reason, you know what I mean?
Yes. So, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty funny. But Ice Cube, he's just one of those dudes that I feel like he can't really mess up. And if he did, I wouldn't tell him.
No, but I also think Ice
Yeah,
Cube,
that's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. But I think he's super underrated when as an artist in general, because you got to think about this. Like he's not, Steven Spielberg's son. Like he's just a kid from Los Angeles, and he figured out how to produce these movies like this. Like it's amazing that he puts out this kind of art, And then his music is amazing too.
Did he write Lottery Ticket? Remember that movie with Little Bow Wow?
I
I think
think
that
he
was one of
did.
his movies too. Yeah, that was kind of an interesting concept and stuff too. So, and back in the day, man, I remember as a promoter, you could get Ice Cube and he'd be like 10 to 15 grand to do a show.
Wow.
Now he's like in the six figures per show.
I feel like he should have been in the six figures per show back then.
Back then, even
Yeah.
No kidding,
You
man.
kidding me? It's
Yeah.
Ice Cube.
yeah. So it's crazy to think, and yeah, because he's super talented hip hop wise, but then super creative writing movies and stuff, and he's a good actor. That's the crazy part too. He's actually a really good actor. What was the one? Higher Learning. Remember, he was in that one
that's
too.
right.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, so many great movies.
He did, man. And then like to think of how he spanned all those different kind of genres, because like he started in Boys in the Hood, right? Like wasn't he Doughboy in Boys in the Hood?
Doughboy.
And then
Yep.
yeah, and then Higher Learning, and he was kind of the same character but in college. And then after that, he goes to Friday, and it's like a funny guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you got to give it to this guy for being this creative.
Barbershop. Remember those? There was a
Yeah.
couple of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Beauty
Yep. Are we
Shop
there yet?
Records. Yeah.
Are we there? Yeah, it was good. The Long Shots. Do you guys remember that? He was the coach of the little kids team. I think it was a soccer team or something. He did that one. Ride Along.
Who would you rather hang out?
Oh,
and
that's
Ride
right,
Along
yeah.
too, as well. Who would you rather hang out with, Ice Cube or Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
Louie, I'll let you answer first.
Man, you know what? I don't know. That's a tough one, but I think I would have to go with Ice Cube.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What do you say? What do
yeah.
you say, Adley?
I got it. Yeah, I'd say Ice Cube, man. I just feel like, even not saying we have a lot in common and we come from similar places, but it'd just be more interesting because I'd feel
man,
like
it'd be
we'd
so
have
fun.
more stuff to
Well,
talk about, I'd say.
The way I look at it is like, okay, a 64 Impala or a decked out Hummer. Yeah, let's go with the Impala.
The Impala? Okay. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I
I
get
don't
you
know.
too.
64 Impala or a private jet is probably how the Rock travels. You know what I mean? He's like, all right, I got to get on the private jet. Have you ever been to Slovenia? It's like, no, but I guess I'm going today. Don't worry. It's like, oh, this is amazing. But Ice Cube would be fun too.
And then he was kind of,
Heck
remember,
yeah.
he was in the Triple X. Remember that?
yeah, he was
One
in
of
the
those,
second
and he was
Triple
like,
X, yeah.
he was
Yeah,
like a superhero
that's right.
tough guy kind of type guy. And you're just like, interesting, dude. He can play like every role.
He's had such a fascinating career. Like, think about it. Like when that kids movie came out, you know, Are We There Yet or whatever it's called. That was right around the same time he was doing those records with Dub C and what was it? Dub C and the West Side Connect.
Mac 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mac
yeah,
10
that's
and
right.
Dub C.
Mac 10.
Yeah, so he's putting out
Yeah.
records with Mac 10 and Dub C, and then putting a kids movie out 4 months later. Like who else could do that besides Ice Cube?
And still be respected, and nobody's making fun of him.
No, yeah, that
Yep.
West Side Connect album was legit, dude. Are
Yeah,
you
it was
kidding
really
me?
good. Yeah, West Side Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, it
that was
was.
a jam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. So, oh my gosh, dude. So, yeah. So Cube, we can all agree, the dude's pretty well-rounded, super talented, and does everything pretty good.
And I'm looking forward to the movie too. What's the
Yeah.
next story, man?
All right, let's get to the next one. I think we're gonna go with. Do you guys want to talk Ja Rule and Little Kim, or Fake Drake, or Queen Latifah? Nah, we can skip Queen
I
Latifah.
want to know about fake Drake. What's going on with this fake Drake?
All right, Fake Drake. Now that Fake Drake reveals how much he gets paid to perform the real Drake songs. Fake Drake is turning into more than just a fleeting viral moment. Drake's doppelganger, who goes by the name Izzy, has been running amok in Miami for the last few months, and it's reached the point where he's actually getting paid to make appearances. Now, there's a clip on Instagram showing Fake Drake performing in front of a small crowd. The lookalike had people on the makeshift stage with him as he did his best rendition of Drake's Laugh Now, Cry Later, with a backing track, of course. However, it's alleged performance fee that fans are losing their minds over. The video caption reads, $5K a show at Izzy Drake. There's no confirmation on that figure, but if it's anywhere close to that amount, then the doppelganger business might be the next big lucrative thing.
Wait, he's
$5
going by
grand a
Izzy?
show?
He's going by Izzy. His name should be Fake Drake, not Izzy.
Well, when you put it together,
Right?
Izzy Drake.
No, but Fake Drake sounds cooler to me.
Fake Drake sounds funnier, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
funnier.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It
But-
does.
And you're not trying to front on it, but you're thinking 5K. Would you? Because you could bring this guy, and if he kind of sounded like him or whatever, people would probably think it's pretty cool, right?
Do you have a
'cause
picture
Drake-
of the guy? Does he look like Drake?
Yes, he
Can-
does.
Can you show it to us real quick?
Let me see if I can show you this because there's a little video. Oh, where did it go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, let me pull this up real quick, and I'll actually play the little video for you guys.
I'm
Check
gonna
this
see if
out.
this is worth $5,000. All right, here we go.
Okay, ready? And okay, can you guys see it?
Kinda. Go ahead.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. But I can't tell if he looks like Drake or not, though. He doesn't sound like Drake, though. That's not even.
I was gonna say it doesn't sound like Drake.
Or no, Drake's not like an amazing singer or anything like that. Wait, do you have a still of him though, Adley?
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Hold on,
Um,
let's see.
Yeah, because like, and Drake, I really feel like you could auto tune pretty much anybody into sounding like Drake.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And if you got to backtrack, let's see. Okay, I think this is a side by side. Let me see. Okay, here's a side by side. I don't know which one's. Okay, I think I can tell. All right, let me share this screen here, and this is pretty interesting. Coming up in 2 seconds, guys.
I'm excited. Right. All right, now here we go. Fake Drake's on the left or fake Drake's on the right? Which one?
I think he's on the left.
I think he's on the left too, but maybe they put 2 pictures of fake Drake just to trick us.
Let me see. Let's go.
Oh,
That's fake
Drake.
That's
Yeah,
fake Drake.
I was gonna say that's fake. Yeah,
Yeah, that's fake Drake.
That's fake. Let's see.
That
That's
looks
just
like real
Drake.
Drake.
That's-
Yeah.
Is
that's
it?
Drake.
Is it? Okay, let me
Yeah,
see.
but fake Drake, the third fake, the light skinned fake Drake you just showed us, not that guy, the color picture one. How do you get there?
Okay, this one. Ah, I hate this is on Bing, so it's
There,
all throwing
right
me
there.
off. Okay,
Okay. So, why are you on Bing?
I don't know. That's kind of the default one. Like it's the
Hotmail?
default search.
I'm just teasing you. So now, Louie, do you think this guy looks enough like Drake that he's tried to tell a girl he was Drake?
You know what? He does not, but a girl will probably be. Oh my! Just with the word Drake, that's it. Or she's convinced. She's going home.
What do you think, Adley?
If you're at the club, you're popping bottles, you're kind of drunk. This guy's sitting in the in the fenced off or the area, the roped off area that's like VIP, at popping bottles and stuff. You're like, maybe that is him. Maybe that is, and you want to be up there. Yeah, I think he could pull it off. I think he could.
So? Oh man.
And think about it. If you're like $5 grand, if you got money and you're like, hey, I got fake Drake, dude, even out here, I'd be like, hey, let's call Manuel G over at Elements. Hey, we got fake Drake, $20 to get in. And you're paying a guy $5 grand
Right?
to do some kind of bad karaoke or whatever. But people want to would want to take a picture.
Close out fake Drake, dude. He's freaking me out. Please. Please like, well, because I'm trying to figure out what this guy's shtick was when he figured this whole scam out. You know what I mean? Like, was he looking in the mirror and being like, I guess I kind of look like Drake a little bit, like, and try to mush his face around and make it look like sort of like Drake. And then once he started, like, and then how did he get like notoriety? You know what I mean? How does, because he doesn't, because like Midget Kiss sounds like Kiss when they play records. This guy did not sound anything like Drake. and that's not a high bar. It's not like I'm saying, they didn't sound like Whitney Houston or somebody like that.
Mariah Carey, someone who
yeah.
can actually really sing and have some skills and stuff. Yeah.
Or Ed Sheeran or something. It's like, man, that guy can sing. Like Drake can't really sing. I feel like I could do what Drake could do, to be totally honest.
He doesn't have a lot of range or anything. It's kind of basic stuff. So yeah. And if you're getting paid $5 grand, if he really is getting paid $5 grand, I don't know. But if you look like Drake and people are like, hey, dude, come to my party, I'll pay you $5 grand. Just do like a 30-minute set.
All right, hold on. Louie V, be the judge on this. Is it worth $5 grand?
You know what? Not no way. At least not to me, but $5 grand can make you easy like a 10 grand depending on where you're at. So
yeah. Now Louie V's got money because he hired Sonora Dinamita. And if you don't know who Sonora Dinamita, that's the Rolling Stones of South America. Like, I mean, they're big, right? That's fair to say, right?
Yeah. They're the Colombian band. We had my parents' 52nd wedding anniversary at this past Saturday, as a matter of fact, and they came and performed for my parents. It was amazing. It was
Can they
one
fill
amazing night.
soccer arenas? Those guys?
Oh, easily, they easily can.
I don't want to know what you guys paid for them to come down and sing.
It wasn't cheap.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't cheap, but I've hired him before for my son's baptism. The guy that I know from the band, he actually cut me a deal. So for a 2-hour set, I paid $3,000. So it wasn't too bad at all.
That's not bad at all. Yeah,
it's super cheap. Okay,
well,
that's
then
worth
Adelaide, don't hire fake Drake for Cade's baptism.
For $5,000, I get an ordeal. Well, I don't know if I got Louie's connections, but
in my mind, I'm like, what made this guy think he looked like Drake? Because I don't think any of the three of us think he looks like Drake, right? Like, I wouldn't mistake him for Drake at all.
Yeah, not really. But if you looked like Drake, and people are like, "Hey, I'll pay you $5,000 to rock this party and sing Drake songs and take pictures," I'd do it.
I mean, I'd do it if I look like me. And they say, just call yourself fake Drake. I mean, you're paying me $5,000. I'll call myself whatever you want me to call myself. You know, like,
right. I'll even sign autographs saying Drake on it.
Exactly. I'll write, "This is the real Drake" on all these. I'll take selfies with people, put on my Instagram, fake Drake number 3, whatever.
This is the real Drake.
Exactly.
Fake Drake.
For real.
Yeah.
Where's my $5,000?
Yeah, I mean, I don't disrespect this man for making $5,000 if he's making $5,000. I just don't get what the thing is here. Like, because you look more like Keanu Reeves than he looks like Drake.
Or Rob Schneider.
He doesn't look like Drake.
He doesn't. Did it?
He doesn't sound like him either. So it's just like, this is the biggest sham I've ever seen in my life. Just some weird guy that's like, "Hey, do I look like Drake?" And his girlfriend didn't want to hurt his feelings, so she's like, "Yeah, you look like Drake. Sure." That's what I tell my. At least that's what I tell my girlfriends that have never met you. "What's your boyfriend look like?" "He look like Drake, girl." Real life, he looks like Drake if Drake was slow, dude. That's what this guy looks like. Like, dude, this guy does not look like Drake. And it'd be one thing if he looked like that, right? But then he sounded better than Drake, because Drake doesn't sound that good. I'm not being a jerk. I think we can all agree that Drake doesn't really have any beautiful vocal skills, right?
Yeah, he's not belting out any opera stuff or anything. Yeah.
So you don't look like him, and you don't. And well, the look like him part, that's got to be hard, because Drake's a really handsome dude, bro. Like, that's why he gets away with playing mediocre music. I'm being honest.
Right, chicks dig him.
Yeah, the only reason why Drake makes mediocre music is because he's handsome, dude. That guy looks like he should be, something model related or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But fake Drake does not look. He's not handsome at all. Like, he's not even a handsome guy. That's the thing. Like, I mean, one thing, it's like, well, you don't look like Drake, but at least he's handsome. It's like, dude, you look like. If Drake, like, something went wrong with Drake, if Drake was hungover, if Drake had COVID, that's what you look like, dude. Drake has COVID-19. Boom.
He's the discount Drake. I mean,
dude, I make him put a mask on too. But no, Drake has COVID. At least if he had a mask on, you look more like Drake,
Oh,
well, there you go.
Can he sing for us? No. His voice is messed up from COVID. He can't sing for you either. This story isn't driving
he'll sign autographs. That's about it.
Why isn't this story driving you to as angry as it's driving me? The guy doesn't look like Drake or sound like Drake, and some idiot's giving him $5,000. How is that not driving you bananas?
I'm trying to find a good next to picture, but it's just there's got to be some. But I just think it's funny, and dude, you even saw it's different in the sense that I'm standing by the guy from Aerosmith, but he's the fake one.
But he looked like him.
But he's had surgery to look like him. That's the crazy part. He's had the lip injections and everything. And that. But this guy I'm gonna shave the heart into my hair like Drake does, and I'm Drake.
And I sound like garbage when I sing. All right. What do you think is more preposterous about our society at this point? The fact that this sham artist is getting away with not looking or sounding like Drake and getting $5,000. Okay, so that's sham number 1. Or sham number 2, people trying to tell me that Lizzo's supposed to be wearing a string bikini. Which is the bigger sham here?
Ooh. Ooh.
Which is the bigger sham? Because everybody's like, oh, I'm body positive. And it's like, look, man, I'm body positive. I shouldn't be taking my shirt off in front of people. All right. Like, I know what
That's
I
for
look like
sure.
without my shirt on. I'm not supposed to go around being like, no, love me for me. It's like, no, man, I get it. I'm supposed to be doing sit-ups. I don't feel like it. I'm not supposed to eat as many sweets. I love them. I can't do anything about it, you know? Okay. But that's not what that camp's trying to tell us. They're like, no, look at her in this bathing suit. It's like, I'd rather not. I'd rather not. You know what I mean?
I'd rather look at fake Drake.
Yeah.
You'd rather look at fake Drake.
So we're saying that fake Drake's less of the sham then? Is that our argument?
Yeah, I would
I
say
would
so
say-
because really $5,000. I mean, how much does Drake get for a show? You know,
Oh,
$1
'cause-
million
Yeah,
bucks.
exactly.
Yeah. Who knows how much?
$5,000. Do you think Drake's mad the guy's making money off of it, off his look and
I would
music?
That was gonna be my next question. Actually, I'm like, I wonder what Drake has to say about this.
I would be mad if there was an ugly version of me walking around saying he looked like me, and I could sing minimum, and this idiot can't even sing. I would be so mad. I'd be like, stop doing that. You don't do that anymore. You already making me look bad enough. Although Drake seems like
Right?
like a chill kind of cat, though. You know what I mean? That kind of would take the joke and like maybe make
Yeah.
a YouTube video with them.
Yeah,
They'll
that's
probably
true.
be next point at him, be like, look, millions, 5,000. Do the
I
math.
know.
Which one you want? Which one do you want?
Yeah, one night of Drake performing would allow any of the three of us to retire. You know what I mean? If he's just like, hey, you want the rake for tonight? It's like, I don't have to work after that. So yes, sir, please. Can I have
Yes,
can I have that?
Right?
for fake Drake.
Or fake Drake's got to keep hustling. He's doing like 3 bar mitzvahs this weekend. You know what I mean? Like, we got a bar mitzvah, a quinceañera. Like he's working all nationalities. I don't care. They all like Drake. You know,
For real.
Tokyo after that. Like,
Oh my god!
right, what's our last story?
That's
Like,
amazing. Fake Drake.
and that story drove me out of my mind. It didn't drive me out of my mind until I found out this guy was a 1,000% sham artist. Like, because I was like,
Fake
well,
Drake.
if he looked kind of like Drake, I'm like, well, he don't really look like him, but he probably doesn't sound anything like him. Yeah, okay.
He'd be best off just playing the track and lip syncing.
Exactly.
Just
Put a
doing
little
the
Milli
moves.
Vanilli action there.
I mean, he's
Do the Drake
collecting
moves, you know.
$5,000. He's collecting $5,000 for 3 hours of work. So I don't think any of us should probably give him financial advice on how to handle it.
Do you remember there was I can't, was it Hollywood Hamilton or whatever, the guy in Tucson that looked like Andy Dick? And he'd go he said he'd go to Vegas. They'd be like,
Oh, that's
"Oh,
right.
Andy Dick, come on into the club, man." And he's like, "I'm not Andy Dick." He's like, "Yeah, whatever. Come on, bro. Come on." And they'd like hook him up, get him in, get him
I wouldn't
VIP.
want to look like Andy Dick.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, I would, especially now after what happened this past couple days.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
do you have
Kind of our
that
next
story
story
on it?
too.
Yeah,
So
let's get to that.
we're
story.
segueing in, so it works out
Let's go.
perfect too. But there was a guy, and they'd take care of him, be like, "Oh my gosh!" But you don't want to be Andy Dick now because he's been arrested on sexual battery allegations. Now, the Orange County representing OC, the sheriff's department took the actor into custody after a man accused him of sexual assault. Wow. And this isn't the only one. There's been a few of them. Now, law enforcement arrested Andy Dick after he was accused of sexual battery. Now, they took him into custody after responding to a Wednesday morning report from a man who alleged the comedian sexually assaulted him. The arrest appeared to be live streamed on a YouTube account that broadcast from the RV campground where Dick is allegedly living. So he's living in an RV trailer. And he sexually
He's gotta
assaulted
be
a guy.
broke, right?
And what's going on?
Wait,
with
like
Andy
so
Dick?
he had sexually assaulted the guy on the camera?
Yeah, it looks like it was recorded. Yeah, it looks like they're talking about it. And oh my gosh. And there is a video of that. You guys want me to bring this up?
Of Andy Dick sexually assaulting this guy?
Let me see what this is. Hold on. Let me see. I'll bring it on just for fun, and we'll
All right, go
be
for it. Let's
shocked and amazed
All right.
at the same time
All right,
to
let's
see
see.
what this is. Here we go. And pushing play. You guys ready?
Yeah, you might have to open it up though, bro. Can
Let
you
me full
open it up?
screen this real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, there's going to be an ad. Sorry, guys.
TMZ app.
I'm so angry with
Uh,
ads.
Entertainment news in the palm of
Well,
your
we'll plug
hand.
TMZ
Get
real quick
24/7
while we're doing
hate
this.
you, TMZ.
news,
I
pay,
hate you. Just
video
show us
only
Andy Dick.
TMZ can provide. Download the TMZ
Can't
app
fast forward it.
today.
They do a good job of getting all this information to us, though. These TMZ guys.
That is true. That is true. This is interesting stuff. Straight off of TMZ. Look at his trailer.
What's this guy doing?
Oh, this is just the arrest. It looks like, but.
Oh, okay.
I want to know, what did he do? What was the sexual assault? Like, did he like put his wiener in the guy's face, or was he like just trying to grab the guy's wiener, or like it had to be wiener related, right?
Yeah, this wasn't as exciting as I thought it'd be. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you seen Andy Dick get arrested?
Yeah, that's kind of true. In his trailer.
Yeah.
For reals.
Dude, and that trailer was whack too, because when you said
it looked pretty beat up
area, I was like, okay, that might be some new Hollywood thing that we're not familiar with because we're older. But no, man, he lives in like Baldwin Park in a trailer, dude.
It looks pretty run down.
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
That's poor Andy.
It's one thing to like go on vacation and take the RV out, you know, that's neat. But when you're living in it,
oh no, poor Andy.
cool.
Now, what did he do? I don't get it. What do you think he did, Louie V? You know it's wiener related. It had to be, right?
Oh, he was showing off his last name, man. That's what he was doing.
That's what I think. Me and Adley did a
gosh.
story about this guy 2 weeks ago where he said that somebody assaulted at him at a club for no reason.
Yeah, that's right.
And he went on his
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he
that's
went on his
right.
girlfriend podcast. It was called Kermit and Friends or something like that. It was with the Muppets and her. I'm like, why is he going on there with his face all busted up?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, but when he did that, and we were talking about it, we're like, nah, man, nobody just came up and started jacking this dude. This dude did something. He probably touched somebody's wiener. And now I firmly believe it.
Man, no, yeah, you're right.
Do you think he grabbed the guy, or do you think he tried to make the guy grab him? What do you think?
It says felony sexual battery. After this is the adult male at the park claimed the comedian sexually assaulted him. So it's not just showing.
Did he slap him with it, or
maybe
it's
gonna be some of the assault.
Like, is this a money grab, or like what's going on? Because if it's like he tapped him on the nuts or something, it was like bang like that that doesn't count. But if like,
oh,
if he like came in naked and had a whip or something, then yeah, man, he needs to go to jail. This guy, it's
Oh my goodness, I don't know if I want to show it. I found here's the live stream video. Oh boy,
is it vulgar?
I don't know. I'm trying to scan it real quick before I bring it on here.
Just bring it on, dude. Let's see what happens.
Let's do it. You guys ready?
Yeah, here we go.
Not ready.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, I got to remove this and then bring on the new one. Oh my goodness, this could be scary. Here we go, guys.
I'm in suspense.
All right, here we go. Can you guys see it?
There we go. Come on, TMZ.
TMZ.
I knew it was them.
Shout out to TMZ.
Get out of my fucking house right now, motherfucker!
Oh,
I
man,
am get the fuck out of here! That's it! You fucking kidnapper, extorter, motherfucker, go!
You want me to kill it?
Don't fuck with me, dude!
Here, I'll beep it.
Yeah!
Beep, beep, beep.
My time! Don't come back! You got it! Don't shoot the gun.
Look at all the comments, dude. They're rolling through.
No, you're trying to do some fucking shit.
Look at his concert poster.
Don't do it.
Bone, DJ Quick, Mac 10,
Oh, wow.
Snoop Dogg.
Don't show
These
off.
guys
Doc
look
Pound.
like they are banged up on crack cocaine, don't they? This wild
for
guy,
real.
whoever this
Who
guy
is
is
that
that's
guy?
screaming.
He's another extorter. I do. You're so pretty.
Wow.
Wait, doesn't Andy Dick do something here?
Let's see if it.
Keep
if anything
playing. He's
else
supposed to do
Kind
something.
of really.
Let's see what goes on.
I'm sorry, dude.
that was it. That was it.
Ooh.
Oh, come on.
We'll have to do some TMZ research, man, and find out.
So Andy Dick probably messed around with that crazy crackhead guy that was screaming.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. This is whoa. Unravel that, man. What a mess.
For real.
Who would you
Well-
rather be, Andy Dick or Fake Drake?
Oh, that's
Fake Drake.
a good question. That's a great question. But Louie V answered it too quick, and that swayed my decision.
You want
Hold
Fake
on.
Drake?
We have to weigh this out, you guys. All right, Fake Drake's only going to have about another 5 minutes of fame, I think. Where Andy Dick, I don't think we're ever going to not know about Andy Dick. I guarantee
He's
he will
gonna
always
be in the news all the time.
That's true, man. I mean, Fake Drake,
Jeez.
he'll disappear soon.
Yeah.
Oh
don't
But
know.
Andy Dick, that's going to be a name that's going to last a long, long time.
That guy is the weirdest guy. Do you think he just does weird stuff like this so he can stay famous?
I think he's just a weird dude. That because he's done. Remember, he was on News Radio, and he was like a main character on that sitcom back in the day.
Yep.
And dude, he was just kind of always around, whether it was Saturday Night Live or talk shows at night or doing whatever. I don't know if he does stand up or anything, but he's just around and he's weird, and it's like driving by a car.
He even played that weird dude.
He played that weird dude.
Oh, your vocals cut out. Yeah, we lost your mic, Louie.
Oh, Louie, we lost.
Did we
the
lose
mic.
it?
He played the
Sorry,
weird dude.
sorry, yeah. No, I said he even played he even played that weird hotel dude on that movie Road Trip.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
With Tom Green.
That was like 20 years ago. You know what I mean? So like,
Wow.
What does he do now to make money? That's why he lives in that trailer. Because think about it. He hasn't made money forever. I can't imagine he doesn't. He's got to use drugs, right? I gotta imagine he's on drugs a lot.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I'm sure he has like some form of a hooker problem. Whether it's
male or female.
Male or female.
Yeah.
Or that guy in the video that we saw.
Yeah, and I can't imagine that's not cheap. That's cheap. You know what I mean? But Andy Dick, if you want to come on the Chino Brothers, and if anybody watching knows Andy Dick that can bring him on the Chino Brothers, we'll interview you and let you give the fair story, Andy Dick.
Yeah,
but I think we have to get a bondsman first to make that. He's got
to get out of jail first.
Yeah, he has to get out of jail first.
We got to bond him out. We'll bond you out to come on our podcast. How about, I don't know. It depends how much the bond cost. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please follow us on YouTube. We're getting up to the 6,500 range. Louie V, thank you so much for joining us. Stick around for a couple minutes in the green room. But man, what great stories, huh, Adley?
Yeah, awesome time. Thank you, Louie.
Did you guys have fun?
Oh, thank you guys.
Had a blast.
Thank you. It was fun. It was fun.
It was my
I had a
fast
lot of
every
fun,
time,
man. Cool. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you later.
Hang on, Louie.
Boop.
All right.